dream travel trip location and go. Overthinking, indecision, and endless planning are just wasting your time. It's time to get focused and take action. Just last week, I was talking with some ladies and something came up for me. I mentioned that I review my goals regularly and that I review my prayer list for things that I'm currently praying for every morning. And they couldn't believe that I do that. And the more shocking part during our conversation was I was reminded that some people wake up just 30 minutes before they have to get to work, they get dressed, and live life on a repeat without really thinking about where they're going. And we are in a time where distractions from social media to billboards and getting notifications to endless scrolling that pull our attention in a million directions. And maybe you saw someone on Instagram and now you're considering traveling to, Europe instead of going to Turkey. Originally, you wanted to visit Turkey because of its beautiful, rich history, its stunning historical sites, ancient ruins, and its markets. But after seeing a picture on Instagram, you got distracted. Has this happened to you? And so staying focused and centered has become even more challenging than ever. And it's also more important to master if we want to achieve our goals and live intentionally. I shared with the ladies that for me, reviewing my goals and prayers each day helps me stay focused and be intentional. As human beings, we are naturally forgetful. So taking a moment to revisit my goals keeps me reminded of where I'm headed. And it's a simple practice, but a powerful way to stay on track and see progress. This work becomes even more important when trying to shift one's identity, limiting beliefs, or an old pattern, because depending on how long maybe I've been doing something, thinking about something, the mind is gonna want to go back to that familiar self, the same old story, because it's easy and it considers that to be safe. I use my mornings as a reminder to who I'm becoming, where I'm going, and connect with that future. Also, we're living in a time where it feels like there are endless options everywhere. But honestly, that can be pretty distracting. Sometimes people get caught up with thinking that everything is easily obtainable and replaceable. This could be a person, a place, even things like a new bag, a house, a car. If something doesn't satisfy them, they quickly move on to the next thing without really giving any or anyone a fair chance. At times, it's like we're rushing through life, missing out on the value of truly sticking with things and appreciating what we already have. Maybe you're reconsidering going to Turkey because, travel restrictions or the political climate. But it's been a desire for that past year. And after seeing the Instagram pictures of Europe, you feel like it's fine. I can go anywhere I want. And yeah. And as you keep scrolling, you see these beautiful pictures of, Ireland, Hawaii, Bali, and you want to go to these places too. And yes, there are many options to travel to different places, buy things, and you get to do it all, but it's time to focus on 1 to 3 things right now. One place, 2 goals, whatever it is, just 1 to 3 things. And for me, I'm currently focused on 2 really big goals right now, and I've broken them down into smaller obtainable goals, but I'm still focused on those really, really big goals. I too enjoy being busy, a part of committees and doing multiple projects at once. But when I reflect and really think about what I want to do and who I want to be, it makes it easier for me to decide what I should or should not be doing with my time. What's my focus should really be. And at times, I want to go to a social event. I want to add this and that to my calendar, or do this activity with my niece and nephew. But if it doesn't align with my highest goals at this season, it's easier for me to politely decline. However, before, when I was not reviewing my goals, I forgot what I was working towards and easily got distracted. The reason why I am talking about this is because sometimes, we're not consciously aware of this habit happening to us. And it's hard to obtain our desired goal, and we wonder what's happening. And just like on the Diary of a CEO podcast, behavioral health expert Vanessa Van Edwards, who grounds her advice in research, was the guest. And in the episode, Vanessa shares her experience coaching for singles preparing for blind dates. So listen to this. Vanessa points out that one woman declined a second date because she genuinely believed that she was busy. When we are overcommitted, busy all the time, focused on other things in life, maybe, yes, this woman could have desired a loving, romantic relationship, but everything she was saying to her body language, even her schedule and availability, was saying the opposite. No, I'm unavailable and I'm uninterested in you because I'm busy. How can God bless us when we are distracted, overwhelmed, and busy? If we want God's blessings to come into our lives, we need to make time and space for them. It's about being intentional and open to the blessings. And now with this awareness and self-reflection, someone like her would recognize, yeah, I want to be in a loving romantic relationship. And so I am open and available with my time and myself to meet the one. Lastly, I want to discuss the importance of knowing your why, having an emotional anchor behind your goals, prayers. I was in a group yesterday and they were discussing gratitude. What I realized was that people can say that they're grateful or thank you, but what really matters is the intention behind it. To truly feel grateful, it helps to recall a memory. Like being grateful for my blanket because it keeps me warm, and to remember how that makes me feel when I wake up in the morning. It's about truly connecting the feeling with the words behind it. And to connect this, I want to share a little bit more. Something about me is I enjoy learning from everything. I like to take lessons from movies, TV shows, and just life experience. And I've noticed a pattern in movies like Twilight or shows like Discovery of Witches that love is their anchor. And in the scene where Bella learns to use her protective abilities, she is told that her husband, Edward, is, gonna get hurt, like severe pain. And to save him, someone that she loves, her abilities get activated, amplified. And in Discovery of Witches, Diana's parents seal her powers, and the spell is like laced with love that bind her magic. Diana is only able to access her powers in the beginning based on need. And later, when Diana's aunts teach her how to use her powers, they always talk about choosing a loving memory to channel it. And I know some people have mixed feelings about fantasy movies, but there is a big lesson here to be learned. And due to time, these are the examples that I could come up with and that I'm able to share today. Why is it that love tends to be focused on or used to channel in a certain way? Love is considered to be on a higher frequency. And I'm going to leave it at that. Going back to the conversation I was having yesterday about gratitude. When a person says thank you along with having this loving memory, it both deepens the memory and the feelings connected to it. How beautiful is that? Here is some actions that you can take today and apply it to your life. Number 1, write down your goals on a sheet of paper. And yes, old school, on a sheet of paper. Narrow down your goals to about 1 to 3 goals. These could be travel goals, health goals, career goals, anything you want. Number 2, for each goal, find a why. Why do you want to obtain this goal? Dig really deep and find the emotional anchor behind it. Is it to retire your parents? Create a charity that will help, educate others? Or have children that create a different kind of legacy? And if you need help with this, Dean Graziosi has a 7 levels deep exercise that you may want to check out on YouTube. And having an emotional anchor is incredibly important because this is what keeps a person's going even when there are obstacles or the ego wants to go back to that same old identity or belief systems. This keeps you going because your why is so strong. Number 3, focus on the goals and review them daily, ideally in the morning or at night. And keep repeating it until your mind has the goals, every word on that paper memorized, that even before you look at that paper or see your vision board, you can almost see it in your mind. What the next word is, what that image is, that you no longer need that physical paper or your phone to review it each morning because you know it by heart. With that said, I want to invite you to my course called Travel with Ease, and it's on manifestation, mindset work, and immunity. I also discuss more about having an emotional anchor in my Travel with Ease course, which I will link in the description down below. Also, this course isn't just about being an experienced traveler, but more about traveling with ease to places like work, networking events, parties, interacting with others, and so much more. I have spent several years learning the mindset and immunity work part to it, but the real magic is in the energetics of this course that really brings it all together. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like it, and until next time.